Well, live from Moore Gymnasium on the campus of Bethune-Cookman University in beautiful downtown Daytona Beach, Florida. It is time for a marquee men's basketball matchup here on the CatEye Radio Network. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company here on the CatEye Radio Network for this one as the 4-1 Bethune-Cookman Wildcats battle the 4-1 Jackson State Tigers with first place in the Southwestern Athletic Conference on the line on ESPNU here this afternoon at Moore Gymnasium. Tip-off just over 3 minutes away, and that means we're just going to get you right in to the keys to the game. For Jackson State, it's going to be JSU runs on Ruffin. Deshaun Ruffin, the senior guard, is averaging 21.6 points per game, good for best in the SWAC and 14th in the country. He's averaging 30.2 points in conference play, including 39 versus Alabama A&M and 36 versus Alabama State. He's on a run of 3 straight double-doubles with points and assists. For Bethune-Cookman, my key to the game for them is to get on the glass. Jackson State ranks 10th in the SWAC in rebounds per game, which is 31, and are dead last in offensive rebounds per game at 9.1. Bethune-Cookman only grabs 9.8 offensive rebounds per game, so second chance points will be in a premium in tonight's matchup. Jackson State enters today with a loss to Alabama A&M, but wins over Alcorn State, Alabama State, Prairie View A&M, and Texas Southern. Bethune-Cookman's lone loss was in this gym to Southern. The last time the Wildcats were on this floor, they fell to Southern 77-73. Other than that, have rattled off wins over Florida A&M, Grambling State, Mississippi Valley State, and had to grind out an overtime win over Arkansas Pine Bluff 87-82 last time out on Monday. Let's get you through your starting lineups. First for the Jackson State Tigers, under head coach Merle Williams in his 4th season. It's Dorian McMillian. He wears number 1, a 6'3", 169-pound guard out of Pascagoula, Mississippi, and Pascagoula High School his entire college career at Jackson State. Now, he was the SWAC Freshman of the Year as a freshman. A redshirt junior forward, 6'5", is Jamie Mitchell Jr. He's 200-pounder out of Jackson, Mississippi. Last year was at Jackson State, but before that was at Alabama State. He has a season-high 24 points and leads this team in blocks with 10. At forward, a 6'8" redshirt junior, 236 pounds, DeAndre Thomas out of Houma, Louisiana, and a transfer from Southern. Started 22 of Southern's 27 games last season, averaging 15 minutes and 6.1 points. In the middle, the center is a 6'9" senior, transfer from Central State at the Division II level, Rayvon Thomas. He started the last 2 games for Jackson State. His only other start early in the season was against Northwestern. It's non-conference play. He's their leading field goal percentage getter at 56%. And the man himself, Deshaun Ruffin, wears number 24. He's a senior guard out of Jackson, Mississippi, 5'10", 157 pounds. He's done it all. A former 4-star prospect, number 1 prospect in the state of Mississippi. Started at Ole Miss, and now in his 2nd season at Jackson State. Leads the conference in points per game at 21.6. Best in free throw percentage on Jackson State at 87%. Tops in assists with 94 and steals with 25. He is the do-it-all man for this Jackson State squad. And for Bethune-Cookman, Jacoby Hetty is the do-it-all man recently for the Wildcats. He's best on the team in free throw percentage, best on the team in points per game at 17.1. He's a 6'6" senior guard out of Chicago, Illinois. Seneca Willoughby is a senior guard, 6'3" out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's a 3-point sniper on this team, shooting the 3 at 42%. All-SWAC preseason 2nd team. Dr. Bradley gets his first Wildcat start today. He starts in place of Quentin Hetty, the 6'8" graduate student transfer from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Only started playing a couple weeks into conference play and has steadily improved his minutes every time on the floor. In the middle, it's going to be the 6'8" senior forward Daniel Ruzan, 235 pounds from Las Vegas, Nevada. Now in his 2nd year as a transfer from Manhattan College, second year here at BCU. And the final starter is Tyler Anders, the three-point sniper, 48% on his three-point shot, Tyler Anders. He's been scoring them in buckets, as this whole team can, as the Wildcats go up against Jackson State today. The Wildcats will be in the all-gold. It's a gold out at Moore Gym as the fans and students start to trickle in as the players get introduced. Wildcats in the all-gold, a white stripe down the side, white numbers with a maroon trim. Bethune above the numbers, Cookman below the numbers in white trimmed in maroon. For Jackson State, they're in the all-navy blue, white trim on the shoulders and neck. Tigers in blue trimmed in white, above the blue trimmed in white numbers for Jackson State as well. This is a battle of two former NBA players as head coaches, as Reggie Theus is now in his 5th year as head coach and athletic director here at Bethune-Cookman, and Mo Williams, former NBA champion with the Cleveland Cavaliers, is in his 4th season at Jackson State. Both of these teams want to run and gun and score a ton of points. Get ready. It's going to be action-packed and a battle for first on the line tonight at Moore Gym under the bright ESPN national television lights. We got the pep band in the house as well. The marching Wildcats have taken their position across from us and to our right, as my broadcast position is once again in the left-hand corner above the scorer's table at Moore Gymnasium. The Tigers are ready. The Wildcats are just about to break out of their huddle. The Wildcats will go left to right in this first half. The Tigers will go right to left. It's just about basketball time at Moore Gym. Appreciate your company on the CatEye Radio Network. My name is Michael Torillo, flying solo here today on the CatEye Radio Network. Jackson State women withstood a late charge from the BCU women earlier today. Now it's the men's turn. It'll be Thomas and Ruzan for the tip. And we're waiting for all the players to get into their respective positions. Tip is won by Jackson State. It rolls to the corner, out of bounds. Jackson State ball, as it was touched by Dr. Bradley off before it rolled out of bounds. So Jackson State will get the ball on the side with just 3 seconds taken off of the clock here at Moore Gymnasium. Everything runs through Deshaun Ruffin, 21.6 points per game for the Tigers. He's already attempted over 250 field goals this season. Loose ball, top of the key, retreating into the backcourt. Dr. Bradley gets the steal, goes up, layup, no good but a foul. And the Wildcats aggressively trapping at the top of the key and forcing a turnover immediately on the first possession. And Dr. Bradley's gonna go to the free throw line. Dr. Bradley, the transfer from Arkansas Pine Bluff, was preseason defensive player of the year in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And he showed you why right there, even though he didn't play until mid-January. First free throw short by Bradley. He's gonna have a second one, bends his knees, flicks the ball up, and short again. So the Wildcats 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Dr. Bradley has killed the Wildcats in the line, just 55%, and that, of course, drops dramatically with those 2 misses. Deshaun Ruffin controls for Jackson State, going right to left, and his entry pass is picked off by Bradley. Bradley the other way, and he missed the dunk! He missed the dunk, it clanked off the iron, and the Wildcats are still scoreless. And then Bradley blocks a three-point attempt from behind. He's gonna have another chance. He gives it off to Jacoby Hetty for a 2-hand jam. Oh my goodness. The Wildcats have 3 steals in the first 3 possessions for Jackson State, but only 2 points after Bradley misses a dunk and 2 free throws and finally gives it up for Jacoby Hetty. Ruffin, hand fighting with Willoughby. Ruffin drives, right hand layup, good. He will do that over and over and over again, and it's 2-2. And the Wildcats will finally have their first defensive possession here. Willoughby on the right-hand side, Jacoby Hetty guarded by Ruffin. Ducks it down low to Daniel Ruzan. Ruzan takes a 15-foot jumper on the right baseline, too strong. Rebound by Rayvon Thomas. And here comes Ruffin again. Rolls across the time stripe around Horns to his right. Being tracked by Willoughby, switched onto by Ruzon. He's going to take the three over Ruzon and knock it down and turn and stare down the BCU student section. 5 points for Ruffin, 5-2, Jackson State. Jacoby Hetty, all the way on the left wing side, got a foul called on Dorian McMillian as he tried to dump the ball down low towards Ruzon. So second foul on Jackson State, one on McMillan and one on DeAndre Thomas. Wildcats will have a sideline in going left to right here. The Wildcats started the game with 3 straight steals, but only got 2 points after 2 missed free throws by Dr. Bradley and a bricked dunk by Bradley. The third time down the floor, Bradley gave it up for a 2-hand jam by Jacoby Hetty. The Wildcats trail 5-2. Seneca Willoughby out high on the left. On the low block, here's Jacoby Hetty. Kicks it out to Bradley. Extra pass, Tyler Andrews. He takes a straight on 3. Off to the left, no good. Now the rebound pulled down by Jackson State. They want to run. Here comes McMillan across the time stripe. Around the Thomas screen, he'll slow it down and go back to Ruffin. Ruffin around the Thomas screen, guarded by Jacoby Hetty. Behind the back dribble. Hetty almost strips the ball from him. It comes to the left-hand corner. Jackson State recovers with Hoover. Dribbling to the middle. He takes a wide open jump shot. Correction, that's Jamie Mitchell Jr. and knocks it down. A free throw line jumper, and it's 7-2 Jackson State. Remember, the women for Bethune-Cookman started really slow. We're down 18-2 at one point. Not saying it's going to get this bad, but it's already 7-2, and the Wildcats looking lost in the half court. Bradley posting up on the right side. Dribbles back to the top, hands to Willoughby. Willoughby left-hand drive, kick to the corner. Andrews another 3 from the left-hand side. That time he catches it. Tyler Andrews puts up a 3, and it's 7-5 Jackson State. Wildcats will pick up full court. Now let Deshaun Ruffin walk across the time stripe. 16:56 to go first half. 5 of the first 7 points for the Tigers retreated to Ruffin. Mitchell driving left baseline, up and under, right-hand layup, no. Rebound Bradley. Wildcats want to run. Bradley across the time stripe. He fires it to Andrews in the left-hand corner. Takes a catch-and-shoot 3. Too strong. And Ruffin boxes out for the rebound. Ruffin weaving through traffic. And a foul is called. It's going to be on Seneca Willoughby with a reach right at the top of the key as Ruffin tried to go coast to coast with it after boxing out Jacoby Hetty for the rebound. Not a shooting foul, so they'll have a sideline out. First foul on the Wildcats, first foul on Seneca Willoughby. Willoughby has seen his scoring drop way off this season, averaging just 5 points per game, going for only a rare 3-point shot. But he plays good defense, and he's a great facilitator of the ball, second on the team at assists. That time, a little shimmy shake by Ruffin, got all the way up with it, and got blocked by Bradley at the point of attack. And the Wildcats have the ball after it ricocheted off Ruffin after the Bradley block. So Dr. Bradley with 2 steals and a block here early on, proving why he was the preseason Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. Willoughby walks across the time stripe left to right. Wildcats down 5-7, 16-17 to go first half. Ruzon low block, kick out Andrews, fakes the 3, drives into contact at the free throw line. Now Ruzon spinning, up fake, lost the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats. And we are 8 seconds away from our first media timeout. Baseline in for the Wildcats, 14 on the shot clock. Thrown up to Bradley at the top of the key. Ruzon fighting for position down low. Willoughby, left-hand drive in the corner for Jacoby Hetty. Hetty, down low, Ruzon, kick out, Bradley sets his feet and takes a straight-on 3. Kaboom! Dr. Bradley from downtown, and the Wildcats lead 8-7. Ruffin walking it up slow. Wildcats were down 7-2. They've scored the last 6 points on 2 threes, 1 from Andrew and 1 from Bradley. Ruffin, guarded by Bradley at the top of the key, handoff Mitchell. Mitchell attacking his opposite number, Seneca Willoughby, gets all the way in, draws the foul on Daniel Ruzon, and he will go to the free throw line after our first media timeout. As you can hear, the pep band is in the house and playing the ESPN team. Conference play is finally here, and you don't want to miss a second of the madness at Moore Gymnasium. Single game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $10. Get yours today at bcuathletics.com/tickets, or call the ticket office at 481-2465. Student admission is always free. Bethune-Cookman 8, Jackson State 7. We're back on the other side of this break. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman Wildcat Basketball on the CatEye Radio Network. Back live at Moore Gymnasium. Michael Cirillo here for the CatEye Radio Network. 15:28 to go in the first half. Bethune-Cookman 8, Jackson State 7. Two straight threes, one by Tyler Anders and one by Dr. Bradley. Have a 6-point Wildcat swing to give them the lead. But Jamie Mitchell Jr. is going to go to the free throw line as he was fouled by Daniel Ruzon right before the media timeout. Wildcats on a 6-0 run covering the last 2:07. That three by Dr. Bradley was his first of the season on only his second three-point attempt. Jamie Mitchell Jr. good on the first free throw. Mitchell, a redshirt junior from Jackson, Mississippi, returns to Jackson State after starting his collegiate career at Alabama State, gets 2 of 2, and it's 9-8 Jackson State. Arterio Morris checks in for the first time for Bethune-Cookman. All others the same. He'll stare down Ruffin. Entry pass high right wing side to Dr. Bradley. Bradley hands to Jacoby Hetty on a curl screen. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound tapped out to Arterio Morris, and the Wildcats will reset. Jacoby Hetty attacks the basket. He got the ball jarred loose as he was going in for the one-handed hammer jam. In transition, pull-up three for Jackson State, too strong, but a foul called on Tyler Anders under the basket. And Jackson State is going to keep possession. Wow. The crowd here at Moore Gym really wanted there to be a foul called as Jacoby Hetty went in for the one-hand tomahawk. And the ball got jarred loose from his hand as he was going up for it. Hand off Ruffin, left-hand corner. That pass goes through the legs of Hoover. He recovers. Arterio Morris with the quick hands. Taps it ahead to Bradley. Bradley bounce past Ruzon. He goes up, draws the contact, and will head to the free throw line. Devin Ree, the 6'9 senior transfer from Louisiana Tech, was tracking back with Ruzon. And Daniel's going to head to the charity stripe. Ruzon now in his second season with the Wildcats, started all 33 games last year, the only Wildcat to start every game last year. Averaged 11.8 points and 5.5 rebounds. First free throw good to tie the game at 9. So the Wildcats have had a lot of chances on the fast break, but only 2 fast break points, as a lot of their chances have come up empty, especially that early flurry from Dr. Bradley. Second free throw rattles in for Daniel Ruzon. 10-9 Cats, 14:49 and counting to go first half. Ruffin against Arterio Morris, who picks him up full court. Ruffin gets into the front court, dribbles the ball off his foot, gets it back. Hands off Ree. Ree across to Mitchell. And Mitchell guarded by Tyler Anders. Back to the top, screen for Ruffin. He doesn't take the three. And the ball is ripped out of his hands by Dr. Bradley. Bradley at the floor, and there's the two-handed jam. Dr. Bradley finally gets one to go. Great job by Arterio Morris to jar the ball loose, and Bradley had the airport runway wide open for him. 12-9 Wildcats. 4 steals early for the Cats. Morris guarding Ruffin way out high. The screen from Ree. Ruffin goes left, throws it back to Ree. Ree drives against Andrews. Tyler does a good job to force him back to the top of the key. to Marion Hoover in the corner for Reed. Reed, bounce pass down low, 3 on the shot clock, now 2, and Bradley steals the ball again. He goes to Arterio Morris for the hammer! Ruffin back down the floor. He's double teamed, hands off Mitchell, left wing 3, no good, rebound Bradley. Wildcats want to run again. Bradley, coast to coast, bucket and the foul as he drove all the way in and threw it off the glass with his right hand. Oh, more Jim is rocking right now. 8-0 run for the Wildcats. They lead at 16-9. The defense is dominating for the Wildcats right now. They forced 5 Jackson State turnovers in the first half. As Bradley's going to go to the line for the 3-point play. Wow. Bradley missed both free throws the first time he went to the line just 30 seconds into the game. And he misses that one, he got nothing but air. Wow. Dr. Bradley 0 for 3 on his free throws. Wildcats up 16-9. Jackson State with the basketball going right to left. Ruffin against Morris up top. Here comes the screen from Reed. They ice it going to the left. Ruffin trying to escape. He does, back to the middle of the floor. Throws it back to Reed, top of the key, switched on to by Hetty. Reed to the free throw line, kick out Hoover. Right wing 3, short, rebound, Bradley, and he got taken out from behind, and it's gonna be a foul on the Tigers. That's on DeAndre Thomas, who's just checked back in. Bradley secured the rebound and got his legs taken out from under him soccer style by DeAndre Thomas. Already 5 fouls on Jackson State. Wildcats got to keep their foot on the gas here. 8-0 run over the last 2:19 and a 14-2 run over the last 4:26 for Bethune-Cookman. Tyler Andrews will run the point for the Wildcats. 4 flat on the baseline. Now they'll move. Keddy with a head of steam towards the basket. Stops at the free throw line, hands back. Andrews dribbles in. Back out to Jacoby Hetty. He's wide open for 3 on the right wing. No good. Bradley the offensive rebound, and he puts it back up and in. This is the Dr. Bradley we were all anticipating. The Bradley that was averaged 19.6 points per game last year at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Arterio Morris commits the reach and foul on DeAndre Ruffin, and he and Ruffin are going back and forth jawing at each other. You know Arterio likes to get up in guys' faces and complain and try and get in their heads. He's still talking to DeAndre Ruffin as Ruffin's about to check the ball in from the sideline. 12:33 to go here in the first half. Wildcats 18, Jackson State 9. We know this Jackson State team can score the basketball, averaging 68 points per game and over 80 in conference play. Ruffin and Morris are still jawing at each other as the ball is about to be thrown in. And there's a foul off the ball. Jamie Mitchell Jr. was trying to run from the opposite side of the court to get the inbounds pass, and he just bowled over Jacoby Hetty, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Jackson State. Wildcats 18, Jackson State 9. Dr. Bradley's got 9 of the 18 for the Wildcats. This might be the breakout game for the Doc. So the Wildcats, they're cleaning the sweat off the floor in the middle, so that's why we have the stoppage. And Coach Theus is talking to one of the referees. Bradley, Morris, Ruzon, Andrews, Hetty on the floor right now for the Wildcats. And maybe starting Dr. Bradley was the master stroke they needed. Who knew? Still a long way to go, though. 12.5 to go first half. Morris on the high left wing side. Over to Andrews, fakes the 3 to the corner for Bradley. Bradley double teamed, works out of it with a left-hand dribble, curls all the way into the paint, throws the ball away. He was looking for the backdoor cut for Jacoby Hetty, and the ball is picked off by Mitchell. Mitchell into the front court, throws it flat to Deshaun Ruffin, top of the key. Ruffin sizes up Morris, back to Mitchell, fakes the 3, now puts the ball on the floor, drives inside under the basket. Got his shot rejected by Jacoby Hetty, and Jackson State will maintain possession of the basketball. Wildcats buzzing around on the defensive side. As that's 3 blocks and 6 turnovers forced by the Wildcats here in the early going. Wildcats are up 18-9. Jackson State with the ball, baseline in, 15 on the shot clock, 12 minutes left on the first half game clock. Ruffin in the corner, Hoover moving 3, good. I was watching Tamarion Hoover just drill threes from the corner, all in warm-up, just over and over and over. He's the best three-point shooter on the team, the sophomore from Yazoo City, Mississippi. 44% on his three-pointers, and it's 18-12 Wildcats. Morris attacking all the way in, layup good. He just blew straight by Deshaun Ruffin, and they had nobody for him. On the backside, 20-12, Wildcats by 8. Ruffin controls for the Tigers. Ruffin around a screen goes White, hands back to Ree, wide open for a left wing 3, too strong, rebound, Jacoby Hetty. Hetty on the run with Jordan Johnson in front of him. He'll stop and hand to Morris just inside the half-court stripe. Morris attacking again and got a hand check foul called against Mitchell. That'll be his second. And that will be the 7th foul on Jackson State. And after this media timeout, it'll be a 1-and-1 coming up for Arterio Morris. You love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Turillo, and featuring the expertise of Bethune-Cookman sports information staff. Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune in to 1380 WELE Daytona Beach every Saturday to catch the show live, or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. New episode out today. We preview this weekend of basketball action, take stock of what happened last week in Arkansas and Mississippi, and also talk about tennis, track and field, and a whole lot more. That's Hail Wildcats Radio. The new episode is out now on your favorite podcast platform. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Arterio Morris is the free throw line. This is Bethune-Cookman University men's basketball on the CatEye Radio Network. Back at Moore Gymnasium, this is the CatEye Radio Network, bringing you audio coverage of Bethune-Cookman men's basketball against Jackson State. Bethune-Cookman 20, Jackson State 12. And as we hit the break, Arterio Morris was fouled off the ball. He'll go to the line for a 1-and-1, as that was the 7th team foul on Jackson State. ESPN in the building today, covering this game on ESPNU if you want the visuals, or you can stick around here for the radio broadcast. Arterio Morris, the first end of the 1-and-1 is no good. Wildcats free throw shooting has really let him down. Dr. Bradley's 0 for 3, now Morris 0 for 1. 20-12, Wildcats lead. Jackson State has the ball going right to left in the all-navy blue. Ruffin around a screen goes right, up fakes on the 3, picks up his dribble, throws it down low to Ree. Ree the catch against Ariel Bland, who's just checked in. Bland does enough to make him miss the jumper. Oh, but Ariel Bland had his foot on the baseline when he picked up the ball. Ariel Bland wanted a review, but Coach Thea says, no, it's not worth burning a challenge right now, and I think he's right. So it'll be Jackson State with a fresh 20 on the shot clock, baseline in. Curl screen to find Ruffin on the right wing side, guarded by Morris. He goes baseline, skip past McMillan. Extra pass to the top of the key, finds Mitchell. Mitchell takes a straight on three. Short, rebound, Ariel Bland. That time he secured it and kept his feet in bounds. Morris racing down the floor for the Wildcats. Morris, inside, kick out. Left-hand corner for Jacoby Hetty. Hetty doesn't take the three, instead will dribble back to the top of the key. Floated down low for Ariel Bland. Bland working on Ruffin. Gets all the way into the basket. Uses his shoulder to push Ruffin aside. No good on the layup. Ball on the ground on the rebound. It's pushed all the way back out to Quentin Hetty, who's just checked in, and the Wildcats get a second opportunity. Great up fake by Hetty. Back out. Johnson straight on three. Off to the right. Quentin Hetty tried to grab the rebound, but instead it's eventually pulled down by Jackson State. Wildcats have a couple chances to score on that possession, but do not do it. On the other end, a drive and a right-hand layup is no good by Dorian McMillian, but he will go to the free throw line as Quentin Hetty will draw the contact. He got hit upside the face. Dorian McMillian, who's the top rebounder on this team at 4.5 rebounds per game. Yes, you heard that right. 4.5. First free throw good. He's a 71% free throw shooter. This Jackson State team is 10th in the SWAC in total rebounds at 31 per game, and dead last in offensive rebounds per game at 9.1. Right now both teams have 3 offensive rebounds. Jackson State has 3 second chance points to the Wildcats 2, as McMillian goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line. 10 minutes to go, first half. Wildcats up 20-14. They've gone a little bit cold from the field, scoreless over the last 141. Down low on the left-hand side, on the baseline here is Arterio Morris. Got the ball poked away. It'll be Wildcat ball as Delisle Williams, fresh into the game, pokes the ball away. Wildcats get the call in from Coach Theus. Baseline in, comes to Jordan Johnson on the left baseline. He bullies his way in, throws it up, no good. Offensive rebound for Hetty. He goes back up with it and draws the contact. And Jacoby Hetty will head to the free throw stripe. Wildcats 2 for 6 on their free throws so far. Bradley's 0 for 3, Morris is 0 for 1, Daniel Ruzon is 2 for 2, and now Jacoby Hetty will do his best to stop this 2-minute and 3-second scoreless streak. First one good. It was a 1-and-1, not in the act of shooting, they didn't call that, but they did make the first one. So now he'll go to the second of this 1-and-1 penalty, with Jackson State at 8 fouls for this first half. Second free throw buried by Hetty. He's the best free throw shooter on the team at 81.7%. 22-14, Cats back up by 8. Looking for another takeaway. Ruffin goes right, flips it over his head to Williams in the left-hand corner. His three-pointer, good. Delisle Williams buries the pass, and another assist for Deshaun Ruffin. He's working up towards 100 assists on the season, Ruffin. That was his second one of the game. 22-17, Jackson State creeping back into this one towards the end of the first half. Johnson down low on the baseline, working on Ruffin. Gets inside, has his shot rejected by Rayvon Thomas. Ruffin back the other way, a chance to make it a one-possession game here. Ruffin switched on to by Bland, takes the 3 over Bland. Too strong, rebound Morris. Arterio gets past Williams in the open floor, tries to find Bland down low. The pass was too hot to handle, and it's turned over. In transition, a left wing 3, too strong by McMillan. Wildcats the other way, going to the rack, up and under, no good by Jacoby Hetty. Rebound to Jackson State. It's organized street ball right now as both teams are just running and chucking, which is kind of how I thought this game would go. Ruffin, step back long 2, top of the key. Front iron, no good, rebound to Quentin Hetty. Across to Jacoby on the left wing side, 8:22 to go. Down low on the low block, here's Ariel Bland. Kick out, extra pass, into the corner. Johnson to 3, good! Jordan Johnson hits the 3. He's one of those guys that'll just catch and shoot all day, like Seneca Willoughby or Tyler Andrews. Wildcats establish a 25-17 lead. Ball into the corner for McMillan. Correction, this is Delia Williams. Butler between the rings, guarded by Quentin Hetty. Now McMillan. Quentin switches on to him. McMillan takes a straight on three. Too strong. Rebound Morris. Morris wants to run in transition. Hand off to Quentin Hetty. He goes in for the two-hand jam in transition. I love how aggressive the Wildcats are on long rebounds. They just look to push the pace and sprint down the floor. 27-17, 10-point lead for the Cats. Ruffin drives in on Bland, lost the handle, somehow got it back. Kick to the left-hand corner, and Delia Williams hits another three. My goodness, timeout. Mo Williams and Jackson State. Jackson State using the three ball to stay within touching distance of Bethune-Cookman. That'll be the under 8 media timeout as the Wildcats lead it 27-20. And the Wildcats and Tigers trading blow for blow here at Moore Gym. We'll be right back after this break. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University Basketball on the CatEye Radio Network. Welcome back to the CatEye Radio Network. 7:21 to go in the first half. The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 27, the Jackson State Tigers 20. Jackson State using the long ball to stay within touching distance of the Wildcats, who really have dominated this first half and have forced 6 Jackson State turnovers, but only scored 6 points off of those turnovers, so a little bit inefficient off the turnover for the Wildcats. They'll control going left to right in the all gold. Jackson State defends to the right-hand side of the all navy blue. Jordan Johnson runs the point, flashes it off to Ontario Morris. Morris into the corner. Tyler Andrews open for three. No good. Rebound to Delia Williams. And here comes Jackson State. Delia Williams has been great since coming on. He has a quick 6 on 2 of 2 from 3. He'll control on the outside as Ruffin waits in the corner. Ruffin comes to get the dribble handoff at the top of the key, but it's guarded well by Andrews. Flash back to Delia Williams. Williams driving in, under the basket. A beautiful pass, a layup no good. A second layup no good. A third chance tipped in by Williams. And Williams has 8 in just 4 minutes after coming off the bench. 27-22, Wildcats lead it. Morris. Cross to Jordan Johnson. Back to Morris. Bounce pass down low to Q. Jordan Johnson, back out Quentin Hetty, straight on three, good! Quentin Hetty, the Dreads brothers, Quentin Hetty and Jordan Johnson pass the ball back and forth, and Quentin, hits the jumper. Ruffin all the way in, right hand layup good. Just blew straight by Tyler Anders at the top of the key. Wildcats up 30-24. Q at the top of the key. Now hands to Arterio Morris, and the Wildcats will slow things down with 5:55 to go on top, and Morris wasn't paying attention, got his pocket picked, and got back and blocked the shot! What a block by Arterio Morris. The other way, Quentin Heddy, bounce pass under the basket, and a block. Ruzon went up with two hands, tried to jam it down, and Rayvon Thomas blocked it. What a wild sequence as nobody scores on that one. A block either side. A pull-up elbow jumper. No good for Jackson State. Rebound to Tyler Anders. Throws it ahead to Ruzon. Ruzon to Quentin Heddy. Right-hand baseline. Up and under. Got the foul. And it's going to be an and one because there was a goaltending violation as well. Oh, man, I just watched that Arterio Morris block back. Ruffin picked his pocket, and he ran all the way back to the basket to deny him against the glass. So Quentin Heddy will go to the line for an and one after a goaltending violation. So Quentin, who has really shown up this year, was kind of seen as a package deal to try and get Jacoby Heddy back into the fold here at Bethune-Cookman. He's going to come out for Dr. Bradley after hitting a free throw. But Quentin has, done really well. 10.6 points, 3.7 boards, 20 assists, 18 steals, 11 blocks. He's done really well for himself. Now the preseason Defensive Player of the Year in the SWAC, Dr. Bradley, checks back in. He's got a game-high 9, Bradley, on 4 of 5 shooting. His one miss was a missed dunk off a turnover. He'll guard Ruffin. Ruffin goes left to the wing side, to the corner for Hoover. Pull up 3 off the front rim. Jordan Johnson pulls down the board. Ahead to Seneca Willoughby, who's checked back in after starting the game. Starting unit back in for the Wildcats. Bradley dribbling all the way out beyond the logo. Now he splits a double team, gets inside, kicks to Willoughby, 15 on the shot clock. Into the corner for Johnson. Johnson back to the top of the key, guarded by Hoover. Tries to throw the slip screen. Now Willoughby, left-hand corner 3, just a little too strong, but the rebound is tapped back out to Bradley. Bradley, back to Willoughby. Now Doc, left open for 3, he'll take it, and he'd hit it! He's got his only 2 3-point makes of the season in this first half, Dr. Bradley, and the Wildcats are up by 12 again, 36-24. Ruffin to Hoover, right in front of the Wildcat bench as the Tigers work left to right. Ruffin in the left-hand corner, guarded by Doc. Goes around a screen, switched onto by Ruzon, gets bumped by Ruzon, and that'll be a foul. That'll be the 6th foul on BCU here in this first half, so next one, and the Tigers will get free throws. Dr. Bradley, 5 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 2 from beyond the arc in this first half. He's got a game-high 12 points. Ruzon's going to stay in after drawing that foul. That was his first. The only Wildcat with more than 1 foul is Seneca Willoughby. He's got 2. 4 players have 2 personal fouls already for Jackson State. McMillan, Mitchell, Bree, and Thomas. Ruffin get inbound right in front of the scorer's table. With 4:08 to go first half, Wildcats by 12. Floats it up and gets it back. Ruffin, between the legs dribble, around a screen, goes right, double teamed. Ruzon switches on to Ruffin. Ruffin dances to the left side. Mid-range jumper from the baseline, no good. Great job by Ruzon to force the tough shot. Willoughby across to Jordan Johnson in the right corner. He takes a 3, too strong, and nobody there for the rebound except Rayvon Thomas. Not a great offensive possession there for the Wildcats. Only 1 pass into a tough 3. Ruffin once again stares down Doc Bradley. Goes to the right-hand corner for McMillian. McMillian, backdoor pass, picked off by Bradley. Bradley in transition. And he almost lost the handle as he crossed the time stripe. Gets it back and will slow it down. Now will attack left baseline. Floater in the lane. Back iron no good. Offensive rebound for Ruzon. He spins through traffic. Looks to put the ball back up, and he does eventually get it up through a forest of arms and gets the lay-in. 38-24. Wildcats on top, 3:05 to go first half. Ruffin really slowing this down now. Baseline run by McMillian left to right. Ruffin switched onto by Willoughby. Across to Hoover. Fakes the three. Back to Ruffin. Driving on Willoughby. Back to Hoover. His left wing three. In and out. Rebound Johnson. Wildcats will slow it down off a whistle from head coach Reggie Theus, now in his 5th season here at Bethune-Cookman. Willoughby, top of the key. Bounce pass down low, left-hand side to Ruzon. Ruzon working on Thomas. Kick out, right-hand side. Johnson, now Bradley on the wing, 8 to shoot. Bradley spinning in the lane, left-hand layup, just short. Offensive rebound for Ruzon. He goes back up with it and puts it in the cup again. And he gives them the too small back down the floor. 2 straight putbacks on offensive rebounds for Daniel Ruzon, and it's 40-24 Wildcats with their biggest lead of the game. Bradley guarding Ruffin. Ruffin around Bradley, gets into the lane, pushes Ruzon out of the way, and Bradley will get, and that's going to be an and one for Ruffin. My apologies, I missed the bucket. He got the bucket, he shouldered Dr. Bradley out of the way, and then one Wildcat got in there and got him on the arm. I couldn't tell who it was. I'm gonna have to wait for it to come across the stats. But it's gonna be a 3-point play opportunity for Deshaun Ruffin to break this 10-2 Wildcat run over the last 4:09. There's 1:56 to go in the first half. We'll take our final media timeout. Conference play is here, and now is the time to secure your tickets to see Bethune-Cookman basketball in action all semester. Season tickets start at just $80. Don't miss your chance to be part of the More Madness. Visit the BCU box office or go online to bcuathletics.com/tickets. 40-26, the Wildcat lead with 1:56 to go in the first half. We'll take you to the end of the first half when we come back. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman basketball on the CatEye Radio Network. Back in Moore Gymnasium, it's the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 40, the Jackson State Tigers 26. An all-around pretty good first half for Bethune-Cookman, as this game being broadcast on ESPNU, so showing out for the national TV audience. They're on a 10-2 run over the last 4 minutes and 9 seconds. That run was only broken recently by Deshaun Ruffin. We'll get Deshaun Ruffin's driving layup. He'll get a chance for an and one after Dr. Bradley drew the foul right before this final media timeout of the first half. Historically, this matchup has not been good for the Wildcats. The Tigers lead the all-time series 7-2, including getting swept 3-0 last year by the Tigers, twice in the regular season, and then the Tigers ended the Cats season in the SWAC tournament semifinals. Deshaun Ruffin had 37 points against Bethune-Cookman in that matchup. As Ruffin goes to the line to try and complete the and one, which he does. He's a very good free throw shooter, shooting at 87%. The Wildcats have not beaten Jackson State in over 2 calendar years. And Mo Williams has always gotten the best of Reggie Theus' squad. We got a high weave action going on right now for the Wildcats. Bradley, top of the key. He's 2 for 2s on threes already today, but this time he drives, left hand to the cup and scores right by Deshaun Ruffin. And Deshaun Ruffin is in some obvious pain, holding his arm as he tries to go back, as he makes his way back to the bench. Oh, wow. Deshaun Ruffin got blown by Dr. Bradley, who went to the cup and laid it in. He's going to come out in favor of the freshman Kobe Butler. And that did not look good. He immediately grabbed his arm. And now Jackson State's going to reset here. I'm watching it back on the replay to see if anything happened. There was a little bit of contact between him and Doc, but not enough for a foul. Wildcats will play full court press. Jackson State breaks it. Mid-range elbow jumper off the heel. No good by McMillan, and it's an offensive foul over the top on a rebound. That'll go against Kobe Butler, has just checked in for Jackson State. So I looked on the replay at the Deshaun Ruffin injury. It looked like he jammed his finger, and he is in obvious discomfort on the bench. You never hope for something like that in a matchup between two really good teams. It'll be the Wildcats in the double bonus now, as that over-the-back foul sends Daniel Ruzon 94 feet the other way. He makes the first free throw. 43-27, the Wildcats on top. It's a gold out in Moore Gymnasium today. All the students have on their free gold t-shirts that you got when stepping in the building. Mo Williams in the ear of Dorian McMillian, who with Deshaun Ruffin out probably for the rest of this half with just 1:24 left in it. As here comes the second free throw by Daniel Ruzon. McMillian will probably be the man with the hot hand, either him or Delisle Williams. Second free throw good off the front of the rim for Ruzon. 44-27, the Wildcat lead. With 1:25 to go. Full court press from the Cats. Bounce pass, goes out of bounds. Nobody touched it, Wildcat ball. McMillian threw the ball in. He was looking for Thomas, and Thomas just couldn't get there as the ball dribbles onto the foot of Coach Mo Williams out of bounds. So now Wildcats will get a baseline in, under the baseline that they attack to listeners' right. Hetty triggers the inbound all the way on top to Bradley. Doc sizing up Butler, the freshman, goes by him on the left-hand dribble, picks it up, back out. Jacoby Hetty now at the top of the key between the rings. 10 on the shot clock, and a foul's gonna be called down low on Rayvon Thomas off the ball for a hold, and that'll send Daniel Ruzon back to the charity stripe. Ruzon has half of his 8 points from the charity stripe today, as he sinks the first of 2. His other 2 field goals have come on putbacks after offensive rebounds. He's been a monster on the glass. The Wildcats out-rebounding Jackson State 24-19 right now. And what did I say? Keys to the game at the beginning of the broadcast. Get on the glass and punish this statistically poor rebounding Jackson State team. 2 out of 2 from the line for Bethune-Cookman. 46-27 the lead. Once again, it'll be a full court press. This time they get it in. Delisle Williams will run the point, guarded by Bradley. They get it across with 3 seconds. In the corner, Hoover. Now resetting to Deshaun Ruffin, who's got his finger taped up and right back in the game. Ruffin, double team, dribbled it off his foot, lost the basketball, but got it back as Jacoby Hetty couldn't save the ball from going out of bounds. Ruffin driving in, got the foul called on Bradley underneath. Bradley not happy with the call. Ruzon trying to talk him out of arguing. And so Ruffin will go to the free throw line. You know that a player is key for a team when he gets hurt like that, goes out and comes straight back in with only a minute gone by on the clock. I thought he was going to be at least done for the half. And let the trainers take a look at him in the locker room. First free throw good. And thankfully for Ruffin, that injury looks to be on his non-shooting hand. Ruffin's got 10. Bradley's got 10 for the Wildcats. Ruzon's got 10. So 3 in double figures in a high-scoring first half. 46-28 with the second free throw coming and good for Deshaun Ruffin. 46-29. Wildcats looking to turn the screws right before the half. 45 seconds to go in the opening frame. 5 seconds to get it across. Quentin Hetty does indeed. Goes left, then right. Had the ball poked away from him. It comes to Arterio Morris. Spotting up from 3 is Ruzon. Too strong. Offensive rebound for Jordan Johnson. They'll slow it down. Down low, Jacoby Hetty under the basket, gets his defender in the air and draws the contact on Hoover. Really smart play by Jacoby Hetty. Notice that Hoover really wanted the rejection and baited the contact. And another offensive rebound for the Wildcats. They've got 9 in the first half. Remember, the Wildcats only average 9.8 offensive rebounds per game. They'll one more and they'll hit their season average per game in the first half. Second chance points 11 for Bethune-Cookman as Jacoby Hetty will toe the charity stripe. Hetty just 1 for 5 from the floor here in this first half, scoring 17 a game. But it's been the balance for the Wildcats in the first half. Bradley with 14, Ruzon with 10, Hetty with 8. Quentin Hetty with 8, not Jacoby Hetty. Jacoby Hetty with 4. Arterio Morris with 4. Jordan Johnson and Tyler Andrews both with 1-3 apiece. Long wait before these free throws as they're drying the floor under the basket. Now Hetty will step to the free throw line. Jacoby Hetty started his college career at Wabash Valley. 2 years there, then a junior year at Bethune-Cookman 2 years ago. Last year went to Central Michigan, was one of the best players in the MAC. Averaged 15 points, 6.5 rebounds. And decided to play his final collegiate season here at Bethune-Cookman alongside his brother Quentin. And he has been the man, especially in the last 2 games for the Wildcats. Scored over 20 points in each of the last 2. As Bethune-Cookman will call timeout after 2 made free throws by Jacoby Hetty. 22 seconds left on the first half game clock. Coming up at the half, we're going to go around the SWAC, take a look at all the action that happened last weekend and the action that is happening now in a massive conference weekend. Of course, the Wildcats, the Jackson State Tigers, and the Florida A&M Rattlers come into the week all tied atop the conference standings, all 3 at 4-1. And of course, who does Jackson State play this weekend? Well, they get Bethune-Cookman tonight and Florida A&M, on Monday. So it's a prove-it weekend for Jackson State. And so far, the Wildcats are passing the test with 22 seconds to go in the first half. It's Bethune-Cookman 48, Jackson State 29. Wildcats have done the job on defense, forcing 7 Jackson State turnovers, 8 points off turnovers, 13 second chance points as the Wildcats have crashed the glass well. Deshaun Ruffin is doing Deshaun Ruffin things. He's got 12 first half points, but outside of Delisle Williams hitting 2 threes, nobody else has really done damage for Jackson State. They're going to have the final say, however, in this first half with 20 seconds to go as Ruffin crosses the time stripe. Ruffin to Hoover way outside, heels on the logo. Now Williams back to Ruffin with 8. Ruffin guarded by Jacoby Hetty, blows by him, gets to the paint, kick to the corner. McMillian, extra pass to Lyle Williams at 3 with 1 on the shot clock, no good. And that's the end of the first half. I think Deshaun Ruffin was trying to do a little bit too much right there. He gave up a great shot to try and get a decent shot on the outside. Williams caught the ball, had to put it up real quick with 0s on the shot clock. And the Wildcats, with one of their best halves of the season, lead 48-29 at the break. We'll take about a 10-minute break here on the CatEye Radio Network. When we come back, we'll have all your halftime stats and figures as well as you're around the SWAC. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University men's basketball on the CatEye Radio Network. Wildcats 48, Jackson State 29 at the break. Back at Moore Gymnasium, Bethune-Cookman men's basketball. All over Jackson State on a nationally televised game on ESPNU right now at the break. Bethune-Cookman 48, Jackson State 29, but of course, with Deshaun Ruffin and John J. Thomas and Tamarian Hoover and Dorian McMillian, potential to explode offensively at any moment, this game is far from done. Here are your scoring totals for the first half. First for Jackson State, Ruffin had 12 points on 4 of 9 shooting, 1 of 3 from 3, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He also had 3 assists and a steal. Williams had 8, Mitchell had 4, Hoover had 3, and McMillian had just 2. And for Bethune-Cookman, it was balanced scoring across the board. Dr. Bradley looking like he's going to grab a season high in points. He's already got 14 on 6 of 9 from the floor, 2 out of 2 from 3. He hit both of his threes that are first threes of the season today. Daniel Ruzon is 10 points, 2 of 5 from the floor, but 6 out of 6 from the charity stripe. Quentin Hetty's got 8. Jacoby Hetty has just 6. Ontario Morris has 4. Tyler Andrews has 3. And Jordan Johnson has 3. Team stats look like this. Bethune-Cookman out-rebounding Jackson State 26-19 and 8-5 on the offensive glass. Second chance points are 13-5 in favor of the Wildcats. The Wildcats forced 7 Jackson State turnovers in that first half, leading to 8 points off those turnovers. I'm sure that's a number that Coach Theus would like to improve on. The Wildcats turned the ball over just 3 times in that first half, leading to 3 points off turnovers for Jackson State. Wildcats had 4 blocks in the first half to Jackson State's 2. The Wildcats had 15 points on the fast break compared to 0 for Jackson State. The Wildcats wanted to run and gun, and they did it after a little bit of a slow start. They missed some easy ones, missed some dunks, missed some free throws. Once they got going, boy, did they really get going in transition. Points in the paint favor the Wildcats 22-8, as well as second chance points 13-5. Shooting splits look like this. Jackson State was 9 of 32 in the first half. That's 28.1%, and 25% from beyond the arc, 4 of 16. They were 7 of 7 from the free throw line. The Wildcats were 45% from the floor, 16 of 35 in the first half, at 5 of 13 from deep. That's 38.5%, and 11 of 15 from the free throw line. Can clean that up too. Dr. Bradley 0 for 3, Morris 0 for 1, everybody else perfect. Ruzon 6 for 6, Hetty 4 for 4, and Quentin Hetty 1 for 1 from the charity stripe. Let's get you a quick round the SWAC rip around. The only other game that is actively going on at the moment is Texas Southern 55, Alabama A&M 58. They got 10 minutes to go in the ball game there out in Houston. The other matchups going on today in men's basketball: Prairie View A&M hosting Alabama State, Florida A&M hosting Alcorn State, and Southern hosting Arkansas Pine Bluff. All of those matchups to start later. Alabama State Prairie View starting in just about 20 minutes. Alcorn State Florida A&M in 45 minutes, and Arkansas Pine Bluff at Southern starting at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. So a couple of hours, hour and a half until you get Pine Bluff and Southern. So you can stay right here on the CatEye Radio Network and listen to the second half of our game. Bethune-Cookman 48, Jackson State 29. A really good first half, one of the best of the season for the Wildcats. But again, job is only half over, and I'm sure that is the message from Coach Reggie Theus. You've got to finish this game, play hard for another 20 minutes on the clock, and run out with a win. A win tonight, and you are the sole possession of first place in the SWAC here on January 24th. Both of these teams coming in at 4-1 in the conference. The winner moves to 5-1 and owns sole possession of first place in the SWAC. Florida A&M also 4-1. They play Alcorn State tonight. They are heavily favored in that matchup. If FAMU wins, Wildcats would still be on top due to the nature of the Wildcats' head-to-head win over the Rattlers at the beginning of conference play. Jackson State will go to Florida A&M on Monday night. We are just about set to go here at Moore Gym for the second half. Wildcats in the old gold. It's a gold out here at Moore Gym. We'll go right to left across your radio dial in the all navy blue Jackson State. We'll go the other way. Seneca Willoughby flips it over his head to Bradley in the left-hand corner, then resets to Willoughby. Willoughby double-teamed. Bounce pass to Jacoby. Tyler Andrews on the right wing side, back to Jacoby Hetty. Across to Bradley in the left-hand corner. Hands to Willoughby, 8 to shoot. Willoughby to Bradley, top of the key with 5. Bradley attacking, Euro step in the lane, got the finger roll to go. Really nice job by Dr. Bradley. He's up to 16 points. That's a season high for Doc. First possession for Jackson State. Deshaun Ruffin hands in the corner to Tamarion Hoover. That's the left-hand side. McMillian a handoff in the left-hand corner, hounded by Tyler Andrews, but Andrews is going to commit the foul. It was announced in the arena as the 3rd foul on Andrews. I only have it as his 2nd foul. But it's a baseline in, fresh 20 on the shot clock for Jackson State. Ruffin trapped in the corner by Willoughby. He drives left baseline and stops. Willoughby keeps his dribble, Ruffin keeps his dribble. Off the glass, a runner off of 1 foot is good over Willoughby. And Deshaun Ruffin's up to 14 points tonight. 50-31, Wildcats by 19. Remember, they led by 20 against Grambling State at the start of the second half and ended up only winning that game by less than 10. So the Wildcats got to be wary of a second half collapse. Willoughby, elbow jumper off a screen. No good off the front of the rim. And here comes Jackson State. Again, you've got to play the full 60 minutes, or 40 minutes as it were in the college game. McMillian against Andrews works his way all the way inside. Right-hand layup, no good. Offensive rebound, put back, blocked by Ruzon. Daniel Ruzon got the rejection on Rayvon Thomas. In the left-hand corner, Tyler Andrews resets to Bradley. Bradley attacking right baseline, splits a double team. Has to kick back out to Jacoby Hetty. Ruzon on the left block after the ball cycles around. He sizes up Hoover, shoots over Hoover, and gets a baseline jumper from 10 feet to go down. Daniel Ruzon now has 12 points in the game, and it's 52-31. Wildcats on top, 17:50 to go second half. Ruffin against Willoughby, switched on to by Bradley after a screen. Ruffin goes right, step back at the free throw line, keeps his dribble. On the left hand, tries to get past Bradley, switches to his right, goes in, draws the contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. The ball clanks off the rim, no good. And Dr. Bradley's gonna pick up his 3rd personal foul there. He was the best on-ball defender in the first half for Bethune-Cookman, picking up 5 steals. But now he's got 3 fouls, and I would send Dr. Bradley to the bench for now and put Arterio Morris on Ruffin, as Morris was very good guarding Ruffin as well in that first half. First free throw good for Ruffin. As I mentioned, he shoots it at 87%. Former 4-star prospect and #1 prospect in the state of Mississippi out of Callaway High School, Deshaun Ruffin. Graduated high school in 2021, misses the 2nd free throw. Scored 2,337 career high school points at Callaway High School. So he's always been an elite scorer. Wildcats with the ball down low. Seneca Willoughby wide open. They inverted and brought Ruzon to the top of the key. That drew the big outside, and Seneca Willoughby got the easiest layup of his life. 54-32, Wildcats on top. Drive and kick, left-hand wing, 3-pointer, bang. Jamie Mitchell Jr. That's what kept Jackson State in it in that first half when the Wildcats threatened to pull away, was that 3-point shooting. 5 3-pointers in the game for Jackson State. Willoughby on a catch at the free throw line. Draws a double team and got fouled, trying to worm his way out of it. Coach Theus not happy with Tyler Andrews. He thought Andrews should have come on zoom action off the left-hand corner and gave a help to Willoughby, so Willoughby didn't have to split the double team. Either way, it'll be a foul against Deshaun Ruffin, his first. And the Wildcats will keep Pizal. Willoughby under the basket against Ruffin. Right-hand push shot, no good. Ruffin does enough to put him off. And a big chance for Jackson State here, down 54-35. Pick and roll, Thomas to the cup, layup no good. Contested by Bradley. Bradley the other way. He goes coast to coast. Right hand layup, finger roll. And puts the ball in the bucket. Dr. Bradley up to 18 points. Remember, he averaged 19 a game last year at Arkansas Pine Bluff. That's the big reason that coach wanted to sign him. He got the defensive part as a bonus. McMillian driving the baseline all the way in and left his feet, had to bounce the ball off Tyler Andrews to keep possession. It'll be a baseline in for Jackson State with 16-18 to go in the second half. Bradley comes out to save him on those 3 fouls. Quentin Hetty's gonna come in, whistling a foul on Seneca Willoughby off the ball right before the ball was checked in. So Willoughby now has 3 fouls, and the Wildcats, who were not in any sort of foul trouble at the end of the half, have quickly picked up 3 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the second half, and are now in a little bit of consternation in that regard. Ruffin weaving past Willoughby on the baseline, draws the foul, and that's Seneca Willoughby's 4th. Not in the act of shooting, so it'll still be a baseline in, but oh boy, already 4 personal fouls in the first 3 minutes here in the second half on Bethune-Cookman. And Arterio Morris is going to come in replace of Seneca Willoughby. So the Wildcats losing starters left and right to foul trouble. McMillian catch and shoot 3, too strong off an inbounds play. Rebound tapped to Arterio Morris. Doubled at the midcourt stripe, loses the ball, somehow gets it back. Hands the ball to Andrews, shoveled underneath. Quentin Hetty got his shot rejected. Jacoby got the offensive board and got fouled on a putback attempt. The Wildcats really buzzing around the offensive glass in this ball game. Now 9 offensive rebounds, and that'll take us to our first media timeout of the second half. But a little bit of an issue for the Wildcats, with 2 of their best on-ball defenders now out. Seneca Willoughby 4 fouls, Dr. Bradley 18 points and 3 fouls. It is Bradley's world today. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. But he's going to be on the bench for the foreseeable future, as Coach Theus has an issue with the officials, and he went out and gave a long conversation to the lead official right at the beginning of the timeout. Basketball returns to Moore Gymnasium on Monday, January 26th, as the men's Wildcat team faces off against the Alcorn State Braves at 7 p.m. Student admission is always free, or you can get your tickets today at bcuathletics.com/tickets. Can't make it to the game? Watch every moment live for free on youtube.com/CatEye Network, or listen live at bcuathletics.com/radio. And we will be back in sound and vision on Monday night. Remember, ESPNU specifically showing the game this evening. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, it's the Wildcats at the free throw line, leading 56-35 here on the CatEye Radio Network. Back at Moore Gymnasium, the Wildcats lead the Jackson State Tigers 56-35 with 15 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in this afternoon's contest. The Wildcats at one point led by 22, 54-32. That's their largest lead of the game. The only time that Jackson State has led tonight was a 7-2 early lead at 17:35 to go in the first quarter. So Jacoby Henny will step to the line, and he'll go to the free throw line after getting fouled on a putback attempt right before the media timeout. It's been an off night offensively for Jacoby Henny. Just 6 points right now. First free throw, back iron, front iron, good. Just one field goal for Jacoby Henny tonight, 1 for 5. But now 6 for 6 from the charity stripe as that one goes, and it's 58-35 Wildcats. Deshaun Ruffin controls for Jackson State, hands off to Jamie Mitchell Jr., and then Ruffin gets it back around the screen by Thomas. Ruffin attacking Quentin Hetty. Down low, wide open is Thomas, and he jams it with one hand. They missed a switch on the baseline of the Wildcats, and Thomas was left wide open. 58-37 Wildcats on top. Ruffin guarding Arterio Morris very closely. Morris gets by him, hands to, Ruzon at the free throw line. His jumper no good. Rebound to Jackson State. Long rebound that took the ball all the way to the left-hand corner. In transition, Mitchell thought about a long three, sizing up Tyler Andrews, goes right around a screen, switched on to by Q. Ball tapped away from him by Q. He tapped it back to Ruffin off the loose ball. 15 to shoot, 15 to play. Ruffin driving in, left-hand layup, no good, too strong. Wildcats 5 on 4 if they hurry as Ruffin was slow to get up. Jacoby Hetty to Morris, underneath, got it. As Morris was running the baseline, excellent selfish pass by Jacoby Hetty. He drew the double team at the free throw line, and Arterio was wide open to make it 60-37. Deshaun Ruffin has really been in the blender today. Had that finger injury late in the first half. Now as the ball tapped away by Arterio Morris, but it comes straight back to Jackson State. Kick out for a left corner three, too strong by Mitchell. And here come the Wildcats, and they'll slow it down. 14 and a half to go. Wildcats 60, Jackson State 37. Wildcats working on a statement performance here tonight on national television in Moore Gym. Morris gets double teamed, blitzed off a screen, forced back to the midcourt line. Gives it up and the ball dribbles to Ruzon, and then he taps it back to Morris. 8 on the shot clock. Morris goes right, splits a double team at the free throw line, tries to kick the ball out to the corner for Andrews. It got batted out of his hands by Kobe Butler, and it goes out of bounds on the baseline. Wildcats will have it, but 5 to shoot on a baseline in now for Bethune-Cookman. It's been a long day up in the broadcast seat here. These doubleheader days are always tough in SWAC play. Wildcats with a baseline in, 5 seconds to get the shot up. They go to Jacoby Hetty in the left-hand corner. 3 seconds, lost out to Delisle Williams and didn't get a shot up. And then Ariel Bland fouls Williams immediately, so the 5 on 4 can't be attained by Jackson State. But another team foul on the Wildcats, their 5th already. So 2 fouls away from putting Jackson State on the 1-1 with 14 minutes to go in the contest. Wildcats lead 60-37. Tamarian Hoover comes back in for Jackson State alongside the 6'9" forward Devin Reed, the senior from Jackson, Mississippi. Wildcats will run some full court press here as the Tigers go left to right. And Tyler Andrews taps the ball out of bounds off the inbounds pass right back outside on the baseline. 1 second goes off the shot clock, so 9 seconds to get it across now. All 10 players in the backcourt right now. The ball comes into Hoover. Hoover dribbling, throws it back to Delisle Williams. 4 to get it across against Tyler Andrews, uses an arm bar to get the ball in the front court with 1 second left. Williams shakes off Andrews, tries to go left, gets double teamed. Works out of it and then throws the ball away. Tried to throw the ball down low to Kobe Butler, who was wide open, but he just missed the pass, and the ball sails into the cheerleading section behind the basket. Wildcats another chance for some points off turnovers here. Quentin Hetty splits a double team left baseline, tried to throw it down and lost the handle. Wildcats trying to show out for this capacity Moore Gym crowd on national TV. Ruffin, guarded by Morris, goes by Morris with a blow-by, skips in the lane, layup missed, out of bounds. Jackson State will retain possession after it was last touched by Ariel Bland. Deshaun Ruffin reminds me of Arterio Morris a little bit in the way he plays, the really flashy dribble moves, the blow-bys. Looking to set up his teammates on kickouts. Delisle Williams under the basket, kicks it back to Ree, 15 to shoot in the left corner. Williams on a dribble handoff guarded by Quentin Hetty. And then he lost the ball, got it back, dribbled against his foot. It comes underneath the basket to Hoover. He takes a mid-range jump shot and scores on a completely broken play that breaks a 2-minute 20 scoreless streak for Jackson State. Long pass ahead, finds Andrews, then to Ariel Bland into the basket. The Wildcats will slow it down after not getting the easy one on the run out. Morris at the top of the key. He's got Ruffin in his face. Bland sets the screen. Morris goes right, gets all the way in and draws the contact. It'll be a baseline in. He didn't go up into a shooting motion. So Devin Ree's gonna pick up the foul. Nobody on Jackson State has more than 3 fouls, even though they have 14 personal fouls as a team on the game. Quentin Hetty top of the key off the inbounds play. Hands to his brother Jacoby. Down low to Ariel Bland, who hasn't had many minutes in this game. Bland working on Butler. Goes straight at him, dumps it down low. Quentin Hetty is there and got his shot rejected by Butler, who worked back to the ball. Nice pass, but Quentin Hetty didn't go up fast enough and allowed Butler to recover. Now Ruffin one-on-one with Quentin Hetty. Hetty tries to deny him a right-hand dribble drive. He goes to the left-hand corner. Reed takes a 3, rims out, rebound Andrews. And here come the Cats. Almost turn the ball over, and they do. Andrews was looking for Arterio Morris in the backcourt, and Morris wasn't ready for the pass. Those are the kind of plays that in a game that is closer than 60 to 39 might hurt you. And really, they still might hurt you in this game, too. I'm not calling this one over until the last second ticks off that clock, because I know how the Wildcats have struggled to try and close out games. Steal the inbounds pass. Arterio Morris goes up. Jacoby Hetty gets the rebound off a missed jump shot. He can't tip it in. It's still a scramble under the basket, and a foul is called. Apparently, Jacoby Hetty got up there and put it up, and he's going to go to the free throw line. He got hit on the face. That was a wild scramble. The Wildcats stole the inbounds pass at midcourt by Jackson State. Arterio Morris tried to throw the lob, I think, to Jacoby Hetty. Jacoby wasn't ready for it, could only try and tip it in. And then after a mad scramble under the basket, Jacoby Hetty will go to the free throw line. The Wildcats on one of their longest scoring droughts of the night right now, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, have allowed a 23-point lead to become a 21-point lead. Jackson State has just won from their last 5. Otherwise, they might have cut it to within 20. Remember, with 10 minutes to go against Grambling State 2 weeks ago, the Wildcats were up by 20. They only won by 9, and Grambling State cut it to within 3 points at one point in that second half. So do not count your chickens before they hatch with the Wildcats up 60 to 39 with 12 minutes to go. Then with 10 minutes to go against Southern, the Wildcats were up by 13 and ended up losing that game 77 to 73. And do I need to mention the 2 games of the Sunshine Slam where the Wildcats led by double digits in the second half and lost both of those games, to Jacksonville and to Stony Brook. We've been waiting a long time for these free throws for Jacoby Hetty. Now he finally gets the basketball. A lot of time to sit and think about this for Hetty. 2 dribbles on the court, flicks it up, and good. Jacoby Hetty just has 2 points off field goals, 1 of 6 from the floor. His second free throw is good. He's now 8 of 8 from the free throw line. He's got 10 points, 8 of those at the line. I guess if that's how you're getting them, keep getting to the line. Well, I talked about the women's team in the first game of the day, trying to get to the free throw line. They couldn't really do it. Ruffin all the way in, layup good as he got by Morris. 62-41, Wildcats on top. Morris at the top of the key, slings it down low to Jacoby Hetty. He tries to put up a shot through contact, and he got the bucket and the foul. What a circus shot from Jacoby Hetty. I don't think he wasn't even trying to score that. He was just looking for the contact, and somehow it floats in from just outside the painted area. Wow. Sometimes when it's your night, it's your night. That'll be the second media timeout of the second half with the Wildcats up 64-41. And Jacoby Henny will go to the line for an and one after the break. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at Nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. And make sure you're representing BCU Athletics to the fullest, featuring all new items. Buy the latest BCU gear online in the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to BCUathletics.com and click on Shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's BCUathletics.com and click on Shop. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it's more Bethune-Cookman University basketball. They lead the Jackson State Tigers 64-41 here on the CatEye Radio Network. Back at Moore Gymnasium, it's Bethune-Cookman men's basketball 64, Jackson State 41 as the Wildcats continue to control this basketball contest. Deshaun Ruffin has 17 points. Nobody else for Jackson State has over 10. For the Wildcats, Dr. Bradley leads the way with 18, but they've been sharing the load otherwise. Ruzon's got 12, Jacoby Henny's got 12, Alterio Morris has got 6, Quentin Henny's got 8, and Jacoby Henny's back at the free throw line where he has been so much tonight. And, oh, it falls in off the rim. He is now 9 of 9 from the charity stripe, Jacoby Henny. The student section is giving it to Deshaun Ruffin, challenging no handoffs. He does hand it off to the left-hand corner for 3. Short, rebound, tap back to Ree. And McMillian shovels it to the corner. Delia Williams on the right-hand side misses it short. Arterio Morris to Dr. Bradley in transition. Bradley down low, lost the handle to Williams, and the Wildcats turn it over. Bradley was trying to rip through and go to the basket, and Williams picked his pocket. They are really giving it to Deshaun Ruffin. Ruffin drives. Up and under layup, no good. Ruffin gets the board, puts it back up, and it hangs on the rim and falls. It is the Deshaun Ruffin show. He's got 19 of his team's 43. They trap Jacoby Henny just across half court. He gets it away to Jordan Johnson. He spots up for 3, no good. The tip-in is no good by Ariel Bland. He tried to dunk it, and it came off the back of the iron. Reed, transition 3, left wing, no good. Johnson the rebound. Wildcats got to be careful here. Across midcourt comes Jacoby Henny. He gets blitzed again. Back to Arterio. The Wildcats will slow it down with 10:20 to go. Up 65-43. Morris pulls up for a long 2 in the face of Williams. Nobody there for the board except McMillian. Ruffin around the screen, goes left. The painted open area is wide open. Hands it off on a baseline run to Lee, and he lays it in. It's now a 20-point game, 65-45. It's been all Jackson State since the last break as the Wildcats are scoreless for 133 and counting. Morris gets doubled out high again, picks up his dribble across to Bradley. Bradley throws it up underneath, and Jacoby Hetty cleans it up off the glass and puts in the second chancer. Oh, the Wildcats have reached 67 points. That's why the crowd's going crazy. I wondered why. Ruffin switched onto by Bradley. Remember, Doc Bradley's got 3 fouls. Left-hand corner 3 for Jackson State off the front of the rim. Jordan Johnson in transition off the feed by Bland. Back to Bradley. Bradley swings it across. Left-hand wing 3 for Ontario Morris, too strong. Rebound tap back out to Bradley, and the Wildcats will do it again. Jacoby Hetty dribbling at the top of the key. He waves his teammates away, says, get out of my way. Now calls for the screen, gets blitzed off of it. Finds Morris with 7 to shoot. Morris driving in all the way. Finger roll good with the left hand. Terrio beat 3 defenders off the dribble and got the layup. They'll pick up Deshaun Ruffin full court, and he got body checked by Ontario Morris. And I can read Coach's lips. He said, that's good defense. And Coach, I can disagree with you there. That was a stern body check by Ontario Morris into the chest of Deshaun Ruffin, who's been put in a meat grinder today. He's been double blitzed. The crowd's been on his back every time he gets the ball here in the second half. He had a finger injury late in the first and missed a couple of minutes, but still played 31 minutes of the ball game. He's had 19 points. He's an elite talent, Deshaun Ruffin, but the rest of his team hasn't really given him much today. Seneca Willoughby gets set to check back in. Remember, Willoughby's got 4 fouls. Ruffin behind the back dribble, throws it underneath to Butler. Right-hand floater, no. Rebound, Bradley. Doc slows it up across the timeline. Bounce pass to the corner. Jordan Johnson attacks. Extra pass down low to Hetty. He got fouled. He missed the shot off the front of the rim, but he's going to go back to the free throw line. Great ball movement that time for the Wildcats. That time expecting the aggressive blitz off the ball screen. Ontario Morris found Jordan Johnson cutting to the basket on the baseline. Then Johnson to the double team, found Hetty, who got fouled and is back at the free throw line. Excellent ball movement there by Bethune-Cookman. And this team, the last maybe 2 or 3 games or so, as the first free throw is good by Jacoby Hetty, has started to finally play team basketball. At the start of the year, there was a lot of, I'm gonna get mine, and maybe I'll pass the ball sometimes. I mean, the Wildcats still don't assist that much, just 13 and a half assists per game, but they're starting to play more as a team, even in situations, as the second free throw is good by Hetty, 70-45 the score. Even in situations where you have elite scorers like Doc Bradley, like Jacoby Hetty, like Ontario Morris, as Jacoby Hetty's going to check out of the game. Even when you have guys like that, they're learning to play as a team right at the important part of their schedule. Ruffin against Bland, got his shot rejected at the point of attack by Jordan Johnson. Bland races into the front court. Back to Johnson, the Wildcats will slow it up again. 8 minutes to go. Left-hand corner, Bradley tries another 3. This time gets nothing but crisp, more gymnasium air. Ruffin to McMillian, then gets it back. Almost got it stolen to the midcourt stripe by Andrews. Ruffin driving in, up and under, got the shot rejected by Bland. He said, get that out of here. Willoughby across to Bradley. Both Daniel Ruzon and Jacoby Hetty are standing up on the bench, trying to give their teammates instructions. Got to sit down or you'll be called for a tech there, boys. Bland with 4 to shoot. Johnson, right wing 3. Oh, yeah! From way downtown, Jordan Johnson beats the shot clock, and it's 74-45. The Wildcats are running away with this with 7 minutes to go. Reed takes a 3. Long from the left-hand corner, he misses. Wildcats still battling hard for every inch. Andrews been quiet tonight. Bland, down low, Willoughby, extra pass, Bradley! And the doctor is in for the 2-hand jam. A I talked about the ball movement. Elite on the last couple of possessions for Bethune-Cookman. Reffing against Willoughby, behind the back, gets in the paint. Willoughby doesn't want to foul him. He still missed the layup. Long pass ahead. Johnson, open for three. Good! Jordan Johnson coming alive late. 14-0 run for the Wildcats with 3:18 in this scoreless streak for Jackson State. Listen to this arena. Well, the Wildcats came out to make a statement tonight on national television. The 3 times that ESPN has been at Moore Gymnasium since the Wildcats joined the SWAC, the Cats have lost all of them. Against Alcorn State the first time, Jackson State the second time, then Alabama State last year. They said the streak is not gonna be 4. My goodness. Just when you thought that Jackson State might have had some agency in the second half, the Wildcats have blown it open with a 14-0 run, covering the last 3 minutes and 53 seconds. We're gonna take a quick break. More basketball on the other side when we come back. 7 to 9:45 Cats here at Moore Gym on the CatEye Radio Network. Welcome back to Moore Gymnasium, as I accidentally double-clicked the off screen. There we go. Welcome back to Moore Gymnasium. The Wildcats are pouring it on Jackson State. Bethune-Cookman 79, the Jackson State Tigers 45. The lead is 34, their largest of the night. And I did say, don't count your chickens before they hatch. This Wildcats team has a tendency to go away in the last 10 minutes. Well, they've proved me wrong tonight. Currently on a 17-4 run over the last 5 minutes and 45 seconds are Bethune-Cookman, and have given this crowd at Moore Gym a lot to cheer about, and they're gonna force another turnover. Kobe Butler lost the handle as he was coming off a dribble handoff from the corner. And I think we're gonna have another media timeout here, as we played a long time without a media, so we're gonna get 2 in quick succession. Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on X and Instagram at BCU_athletics. And for the latest on BCU men's basketball, follow at BCU Hoops on X and Instagram. I got Jade Barquette, our social media director, clipping highlights next to me as we speak. You're going to want to check out all those highlights. That's BCU Hoops on X and Instagram. There is no BC without you. Show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today help us build a championship culture here at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at bcuathletics.com/champions club today. That's bcuathletics.com/champions club. And support the Wildcats like never before. Bethune-Cookman Athletics has partnered with Influxer to bring you officially licensed, co-branded NIL merchandise featuring your favorite players' names and numbers. Proceeds from each purchase directly support Wildcat student athletes. Show your support for your favorite Wildcats today at bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. And after today's performance, who wouldn't want a Dr. Bradley jersey? He's got a season-high 20 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for the Doctor. Jacoby Hetty's got 17 points. Maybe you want a Arterial Morris jersey. He's got 8 points on 4 of 7 from the floor, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Man, oh man, what a game for the Wildcats. 79-45. Let's get you a quick whip around the SWAC as some of the games have started or ended in the case of Texas Southern and Alabama A&M. Wow, Alabama A&M loses 89-74 as Texas Southern outscores the Bulldogs 57-32 in the second half. It is currently Alabama State 28, Prairie View A&M 22, 8:57 to go in the first half out in Prairie View. Florida A&M and Alcorn has not yet started. Neither has Arkansas Pine Bluff versus Southern. Both of those games tipping off in about 10 minutes time. Well, Deshaun Ruffin, as advertised tonight for Jackson State, 19 points in 33 minutes, 7 of 18 from the floor, 4 of 5 from the line, including a 3. But nobody else on his team has come with him. He has 6 assists, does Deshaun Ruffin, but nobody else on his team has more than 8 points. That's Delia Williams, who had all those points in the first half. The Tigers are shooting just 28% from the floor, with the Wildcats up at 47.4% off another Jackson State turnover, their 10th of the contest. It'll be Wildcat basketball going right to left with 5:45 remaining in this afternoon's contest, as we've got some emptying of the benches going on for Jackson State. Of course, the freshman Kobe Butler's been in the game a fair amount, but we're seeing another freshman, Dejan Koliv from Bulgaria, in the game now. Delia Williams chases Seneca Willoughby all the way back to the opposite baseline and forces a turnover as nobody came to help with the ball. So both teams turn it over on really bad turnovers here on the either end of the media timeout. So it'll be Jackson State ball on the baseline. Koliv from Yambol, Bulgaria. He's a freshman, he's in the ball game now. Pulling up from 15 feet on the baseline and hitting the side of the backboard is Devin Ree. It just hasn't been there on the offensive end for Jackson State tonight if your name is not Deshaun Ruffin. Willoughby bounce pass to Dr. Bradley. 5.5 to go in the game. Elevator screen for Willoughby. Willoughby bounces it down low. Ruzon. The pass was behind Ruzon and out of bounds. But in the second half, Jackson State just 7 for 26, 26.9% from the floor, and 1 of 9 from 3. That's really been the catalyst for the Wildcats to take this big lead. Yes, the big runs, the flashy offense is great for Bethune-Cookman, but it's the work they've done on the defensive end that have really put their mark on the game tonight. Delia Williams kicks it out, left-hand corner 3 for Butler, no good. Up the floor goes Bradley on a long pass, and he slams it down. Dr. Bradley, 22 points. That was a long assist by Daniel Ruzon. And the shot clock didn't reset, as Dr. Bradley gets a big hug from Quentin Hetty as his work is done for the day. He's going to come off the floor. What a night for Bradley. 22 points, 10 of 14, 10 rebounds for a double-double, 5 steals, 4 assists. It took a couple weeks, maybe 4 or 5 games for Bradley to get his feet under him, but Doc Bradley has arrived in Daytona Beach after being sidelined for half the season. And he'll look to make more meaningful contributions to this team down the stretch, I'm sure. The Wildcats will have Alcorn State in this building on Monday. That's a 7 p.m. tip on the CatEye Network on YouTube and SWAC TV. Then they'll take the always tough Alabama trip to Alabama State and Alabama A&M. That's the 31st of January and the 2nd of February before coming back to face the Texas schools, Prairie View A&M on the 7th and Texas Southern on the 9th. Jackson State controlling, down 81-45. The Wildcats have blown the doors off this one. Ebo Wilson in the game now for the Wildcats. He turns the ball over. Just ripped right away by Willoughby. Left-hand corner, Johnson. Wildcats will slow it up. Tyler Andrews takes a straight-on three off the Johnson feed. Off the heel, no good. And Delia Williams comes away with it. He drives past Quentin Head. He gets all the way in. Got his shot rejected by Tyler Andrews. Well, there's someone who hasn't stopped playing yet. Tyler Andrews elevates, had his head even with the rim when he blocked that one. My goodness. The scoring drought for Jackson State is 5 minutes and 28 seconds and counting. Bree off a curl screen. Wild shot from 10 feet away, won't go. The drought continues for the Tigers. Andrews drives right side, down low, Bland on the left baseline. Band to Andrews, he gets to the baseline. Shovel pass, extra pass around to the top. Seneca Willoughby now driving all the way in. Dumps it off to Bland, who lost the handle, tried to go up for a layup. The ball ricochets right back to Bland under the basket. Kick out Johnson, corner three, no good. Long rebound to Bland, and then he got it poked away by Coley into the backcourt. Great job by Bland to go retrieve the basketball. Fresh 15 on the shot clock for the Wildcats with 3.5 to go, up 81-45. Nice effort from Ariel Bland on that possession after missing the layup to get back, get the rebound. Now he's got it at the top of the key. He's gonna take a straight on three. He misses it short with 2 on the shot clock. Well, if that's one person you don't want taking threes from the top of the key, it's Ariel Bland. Coley takes a three, nothing but air, offensive rebound, and an and one opportunity coming for Kobe Butler, the freshman from Marrero, Louisiana, as we'll go to the final media timeout of the evening. Kobe Butler, the freshman from Marrero, Louisiana, Archbishop Shaw High School, one of the top high schools in Louisiana, averaged 16 points, 12 boards as a senior, was Defensive Player of the Year and MVP. He was one of Mo Williams' favorites to start the year, Butler. Starting the first 5 games, but hasn't started since. Kobe has a season high of 5 points at TCU earlier this season. Only has 2 tonight, and he's gonna get a chance for an and one right there. Mo Williams, the Mississippi native himself, likes to keep things in-house. 5 players from the Jackson area on this Jackson State team. Mitchell, Hunt, Kevion Hunt, who's not playing tonight. Mike Williams, who's the son of head coach Mo Williams, who's out with a season-ending injury. And Deshaun Ruffin. This Jackson State team likes to let it fly from 3, which they have done tonight. They've attempted 27 threes and only made 5 of them. That's 18%. They've attempted the most three-pointers in the conference. 147 made threes on 463 attempted three-point shots for Jackson State before tonight's game. That's a three-point percentage of 31.7%. Jackson State is sitting at a 5-13 record overall. 4 of those wins coming in conference play. Of course, they had a really tough non-conference schedule, as did a lot of SWAC schools, but they might have had one of the toughest non-conference schedules. Illinois, Louisville, Louisiana Tech, Auburn, Arkansas, Winthrop, Louisiana, Kennesaw State, Houston, and Northwestern. Then they went to the HBCU Invitational and lost to Hampton and Norfolk State in Atlanta. Then their last game before conference play was against Texas Christian, or TCU. So a really tough non-conference schedule for Jackson State. Their one win did come against Louisiana, 51-45 as we're back from the media timeout. Kobe Butler is going to step to the line to try and complete the three-point play, which he does. 81-48, 3:15 to go. And the Wildcats make a statement on national TV. Quentin Heddy drove all the way in, right-hand layup blocked by Reed. Ball will stay with the Cats on the baseline. A 14-year NBA veteran, Mo Williams, has been outdueled by his opposite number tonight, the 19,000 points and 6,000 assists in 13 NBA seasons, Reggie Theus. As the Wildcats will pass the ball around, weave action top of the key. Jordan Johnson gets by Coley, flies to the basket, and scores. Well, Ontario Morris may have been rubbing off on Jordan Johnson. That's a Morris-esque move right there with the rip through all the way to the cup, 83-48. Coley on the outside left wing. Takes a step back three over Quentin Heddy, too strong. Willoughby the rebound. You hear that whistle from Reggie Theus. Also, Bethune-Cookman's AD now in his 5th season. The Wildcats have only gotten better every season. Won 9 games in his first year, 12 in his second, then 17 each of the last 2 years, and made the SWAC tournament semifinals each of the last 2 years. We're looking to go all the way this year. In the left-hand corner off a nice pass. Here's a three-pointer for Jordan Johnson off the mark. That pass was by Ariel Bland. 2 minutes to go, 83-48. The Wildcats have this one well in hand. Delia Williams out to Butler on the left wing side. Into Ebo Wilson down low. High dribble over Bland, no good. And the rebound is batted out of bounds. It'll be Wildcat ball as Ebo Wilson couldn't get his own miss. Ebo Wilson played 11 games his college freshman year at Jackson State. Averaged 9.5 points, 2.5 rebounds on a 50% field goal percentage, Ebo. Originally from Ghana, but played his prep basketball in the States at Ridgeland High School in Vicksburg, Mississippi. That's near where Alcorn State is. We got the weave action going on at the top of the key for the Wildcats. The ball lands in the hands of Willoughby. He drives in, kicks to the corner. Tyler Andrews lost the handle out of bounds into his own bench. Wildcats have gotten a little bit careless with the turnovers here in the second half. That is their 10th tonight. But when you're dominating the second half, 35-19, after going in at the break up 48-29, you can afford to play a little bit fast and loose with the basketball, although I'm sure in the film sessions that Coach Theus and his staff will let him hear about it. 1:15 to go, 83-48. Out of bounds Wildcat ball. The ball was pitched to the left-hand corner for Devin Reed, and it was batted off of his leg and out of bounds by Ariel Bland. The Wildcats forced the 12th Jackson State turnover of the game. And have scored 10 points off those 12 turnovers. Willoughby no-look pass at the free throw line to Bland. Ariel Bland sizes up Wilson, goes at him, fading away off the glass, no. Rebound by Coley. And we are under 1 minute remaining in this contest, which the Wildcat faithful have so thoroughly enjoyed here on Saturday afternoon. A pass at the top of the key is picked off by Quentin Heddy. He goes in with the left-hand jam as a final send-off to the crowd here at Moortown. Delia Williams gets by Heddy, kicks it out. Corner three by Coley, in and out. 32 seconds left. Wildcats will hold the ball. 3 seconds the different shot clock to game clock. What a statement for Bethune-Cookman men's basketball tonight. They hold Jackson State to under 50 points. They tried to throw the lob from Bland to Quentin Heddy, and he threw it out of bounds. 7 seconds left. The crowd starts to make their way to the exits after they have cheered their Wildcats on to victory. 5 seconds left. Delia Williams into the front court, races to the left-hand corner. He goes up. His layup is no good. The Wildcats will indeed hold Jackson State to under 50 points. That's only the second time the Tigers have been held to under 80 in conference play. The first one they scored 75 in a win over Alabama State, 75-64. As the VCU band plays out the alma mater, it's all Wildcats all the time on Saturday at Moore Gym. 85-48 is your final score. Here are your scoring totals for this evening's contest. First for Jackson State, Deshaun Ruffin, averaging 30.2 points per game in conference play, held to just 19. 7 of 18 from the floor, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He also had 6 assists, 2 steals. But nobody else on Jackson State could find any sort of offense today. Delisle Williams had 8 points. Mitchell had 7 points. Hoover had 5. Butler 3. McMillian, Thomas, and Reed all had just 2. For the Wildcats, it was the first half and start of the second half of Dr. Bradley. He gets a double-double, 22 points and 10 rebounds, also 4 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. He was doing it all for the Wildcats today in a real big coming-out party for a man that had to wait so long to even play this season as his eligibility for the NCAA was getting sorted out. Jacoby Hetty has one of the wildest 17-point nights you'll see. 3 of 8 from the floor, but 11 of 11 from the free throw line as he hits his season average of 17 points. Daniel Ruzon had 12. He was also perfect, 6 for 6 from the charity stripe and 3 of 7 from the floor. Jordan Johnson hit 3 threes for 11 points. Quentin Hetty had 10 as part of 5 Wildcats that scored in double figures tonight. Arterio Morris had 8 on 4 of 7. He also had 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Tyler Andrews had just 3, 1 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. Seneca Willoughby had just 2 on a layup late in the second half, although he struggled with foul trouble for most of the contest. Excuse me, it's been a long game here at the broadcast desk. Rebounds look like this. The Wildcats dominate on the glass, 55 to 36 and 15 to 11 on the offensive board. Second chance points in favor of the Wildcats, 21 to 12, a great rush album, and also great second chance points if you're the Wildcats. They also had 17 assists to Jackson State's 7. 6 of those 7 assists belong to Deshaun Ruffin. Jackson State turned the ball over 13 times, leading to 12 points off turnovers for the Wildcats. The Wildcats turned the ball over 11 times, leading to 7 points off turnovers for Jackson State. 9 steals for Bethune-Cookman, 6 for Jackson State. Points in the paint, 42 to 16. Yes, you heard that right. 42 to 16, the points in the paint in favor of Bethune-Cookman today. Second chance points, 21 to 12 in favor of the Wildcats as well. Shooting splits look like this, and if you're a Jackson State fan listening to this, they don't look pretty. 17 of 67 from the floor, 25.4%. Remember, on average this season, Jackson State shoots 39% from the floor. They shot 25% tonight, just 17% on threes, 5 of 29. They were 9 of 10 from the free throw line. And for Bethune-Cookman, a really efficient night. 44.8% from the floor, bettering their season average of 45.1%. 30 of 67 from the floor, 7 of 22 from 3, 31.8%. 18 of 22 from the free throw line, including 11 of 11 for Jacoby Hetty and 6 of 6 for Daniel Ruzon. Once again, your final score, Bethune-Cookman, oh, they've taken the score off the board. I gotta find it somewhere else. So the final score, Bethune-Cookman 85, Jackson State 48. A statement made by the Wildcats on national television. Bethune-Cookman takes sole possession of first place in the SWAC conference standings as of right now. They end the game on a 20-3 run covering the last 9 minutes and 58 seconds, and they win 85-48. They improve to 8-11 overall, 5-1 in SWAC play. Jackson State falls to 5-14 overall and 4-2 in SWAC conference play. That'll do it from Moore Gymnasium. Thank you so much if you watched the women's game, if you stuck around to listen to our radio broadcast of the men's game. Thank you so much for sticking with us all through the afternoon here in Daytona Beach. For producer Lee Gillum, Jay Barquette on the women's broadcast with me and all of our student crew here at Moore Gymnasium. My name is Michael Torello saying farewell, and we'll see you Monday night at 7 p.m. as the men try to keep this train rolling against Alcorn State. And as always, hail Wildcats.